And hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Friday Night Chats. Friday Night Chats are brought to you by the Connecticut Crossroads Project. The project is a 501c3 that builds community through casual conversation. If you're interested in adding a conversation to our archive or hosting a live roundtable panel discussion, or if we can support your organization in any way, please contact us. You can email us. Our emails are beneath our faces. You can also find your neighbors and your friends' memories at www.ctcrossroadsproject.com.
Oh. Hey, can you hear me? Sorry, just testing.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yes, I can. All right, good. Sorry about that. We are your hosts. I am Alex Larson, co-president of CT Crossroads Project. I want you guys to know, in addition to submitting your conversations for the pandemic preservation, the best way to also help us too is by liking and subscribing to our Facebook and YouTube pages. It goes, the more likes we get, the more we know you like us. So please like us and follow us. Tonight I'm having Foundation Brewing Company. It's called the Epiphany. It's very, very good. I'd like to introduce my co-host here and my co-president, Chris Fisher.
Hey everyone, hope you're doing well. As Alex said, I'm Chris Fisher. I'm the president and founder of the Crossroads Project, and tonight I'm drinking No Filter by Thomas Hooker Brewing. I was actually planning on cracking open one of my new kombuchas, Alex, but I opted out. This batch I may have let brew a little too long. It's a little sour. But yeah. Alex, we've lost your face.
Hold on, sorry. There we go.
So
technical difficulties. There we go.
Oh, and we have some folks in the chat. We have 7 people currently watching.
Awesome.
Bill Devlin, hey Bill, Kim, and Rebecca Devine. Hello everyone. So it's not super loud apparently. So we'll work on that as we're chatting. Tonight we have a very exciting announcement to make, and then we're going to sort of chat we're gonna have a sort of difficult inward-looking conversation about the Crossroads Project as a whole. And not to diminish either of those things, but unfortunately this is how the schedule just sort of hit. Mm-hmm. The first thing we wanted to talk about is, Alex, do you mind if I riff on this a little bit?
Yeah. Oh, no,
okay.
Absolutely. Please.
So I started the Crossroads Project back in 2016 with this whole notion of, well, actually, let me back up a little bit. The idea for the Crossroads Project really started when I was much younger. I used to sit and listen to my grandfather tell stories about growing up in Bridgewater, about the time that he spent in New Milford, about seeing the things that I saw, doing the things that I was doing, walking the same streets that I was walking. Mm-hmm. And it really was very impactful to me. And in fact, I would argue that it probably sent me on this trajectory for loving history and loving specifically local history, probably more than anything. But I also think I realized that there is power in voice and there is power in personal stories. As I started to formulate the Crossroads Project, I think one of the biggest things that I probably had in mind were people like my grandfather. So folks who maybe had lived in the area a long time, folks who had memories that were quote unquote important. I don't mean I think it's important now, but folks who had experienced things that were long gone, and all of those things are very, very important and need to be preserved, and we do that. But we're as inclusive as we can be, and we try to and we hope to bring in everyone and anyone who wants to talk to us, because we all add to this beautiful tapestry that we are creating, that is our history. And as Alex and I frequently say, there's beauty in the mundane. And that's not, I'm not saying mundane in a negative way. We all experience our lives, and that's important because, as the logo says in the middle of the thing that I made, your memories matter. Well, this is a really long way of saying that when I started the Crossroads Project, it was focused on as a more traditional oral history project, and that was probably okay. Not all that creative though. So I set it up with New Milford Library. As many of you know, I have a very gracious and awesome in there, my mother, and she set me up. She actually organized my first interview, and it was with a woman named Judy Burrows. Now, I knew Judy. Judy and my mom had sort of been friends. They knew the same people. Judy was a avid library user, and I sort of just like, I don't know. I don't know what I was expecting. Well, first of all, I can tell you I wasn't expecting to do a conversation. I was expecting that people would be more comfortable just almost me setting it up like a booth and having them tell their story, which ended up not being the case at all. So I get in there, I'm talking to Judy, and the first thing she tells me, and those of you who have seen my presentations at libraries know this, the first thing she tells me is that she is not a New Milfordite. She's a proud Minnesota Viking. And I don't know if Judy is in the chat. I'm hoping she is. Oh, okay. So Judy's not in the chat, but we also have some updates. Hey, Jen. Oh, Matt's drinking Russell's Reserve. I'm jealous.
Yes.
And Claudia says hello. And our audio is better, Alex. So
Hello all.
yeah. So Judy says this to me. She says that she's a proud Minnesota Viking, and I'm like, what do I do with that? Where do I go with this? I thought I was going to be interviewing, and we don't use that word anymore, but I'll say it for the previous, for old stuff. I thought I was going to have this conversation with this person who was like proud to be a New Milfordite, and not to say Judy isn't, but it was so shocking for me, and I didn't know what to do with it. But you know, I just graduated. I was like, okay, I'll put on my historian hat and I'll make this work. And we ended up having this awesome conversation. And in the end, Judy says to me, after I asked her about living in town, she said that this has been her home longer than she's lived anyplace else. So where do you jive? Where do you jive this this notion of like identifying as a Minnesota Viking, right? And also being so proud of this as your home. And so what ended up happening was I realized that this project doesn't need to be so exclusive. More than anything, we need to focus on communities because, again, this is one of the things we say, communities don't care. Communities don't care who your parents were. Communities don't care how long you've lived in town. Communities just want you to be invested. And communities aren't geographic either. They, they extend and shift and change, and they're beautiful little pockets of synergy. So I went home that night, or that day, pardon me, because we used to be in the morning, and I really thought deeply about what I wanted the Crossroads Project to be. And so what came out of that, and it's been an ever-evolving thing, and it evolved extremely when Alex came on, because he really challenged a lot of my thoughts and what I thought I was doing. It changed into this beautiful community history project where we will interview anyone because we realized all of your memories matter. So, without further ado, we wanted to make this special announcement because we think it's important. And as we've been doing the Crossroads Project, we have identified these people who are sort of citizens of Connecticut, right? They're notable nutmeggers. And so we're announcing tonight that we are going to start, the Connecticut Crossroads is going to begin to sponsor a yearly award called the Judy Burroughs Award for Notable Nutmeggers. Yeah. I wish we could all applause for Judy because she is an amazing person, and I'm happy to have interviewed her. I can't even begin to thank her because she made this what it is. So the Judy Burroughs Award for Notable Nutmeggers is going to be a yearly award with nominations that begin now. So we will be posting a form on our Facebook. We'll also be posting it elsewhere so that it has wider access and wider spread. The nominations will go to the 1st of September, and all of this will be out there, so you don't need to write any of this down. And we will make our announcement of the winner on September 30th. And we're so excited because the winner is going to receive $100 that we will donate. The Crossroads Project will donate to a community organization of their choice. And we're hoping that people will focus on community building organizations or whatever they want. Of course, because we have to stay sort of we have to be careful about where we donate our money. We'll have to have a little bit of voice in it. But yeah, so we're thrilled to be doing this, and we are really hoping that all of you will think of people that you can nominate. I have some ideas already, but I'll keep those quiet.
Keep them secret.
I know, they'll be secret. So please think of people. The qualifications are, we're thinking about people who fit sort of three general concepts. So the first one is we hope that these people are builders of community. We also hope that they extend their reach and efforts outside of a single community. And in some way, they should link multiple communities within the state of Connecticut. So it's an exciting thing, and I wish there was so much more fanfare. I think if this was under any other circumstance, Alex and I would probably have had some sort of event.
We're getting some good comments on this as well, which is great.
Yeah. I sincerely hope that you all take this seriously. Think of people that have impacted the state and have impacted you, and also as a guiding pretense, we're still sort of. I say this sort of hesitantly, but I think it's necessary. We're focusing on this whole idea that there's beauty in the mundane. So it's okay that, like, look at everybody's actions. Look at what they do. It's, if it's your teacher and you have, like, I don't know. I would love to nominate someone who, has, I don't know. I feel like I'm losing my words right now, and I haven't even started drinking. But yeah, so that is our exciting announcement. We have officially started the first run of nominations for the Judy Burroughs Award for Notable Nutmeggers. So please, we'll post the link on Facebook. I was originally going to schedule something, but I wanted to have this announced first before that happened. So yeah, and I'm going to check out the comments and see what's going on in here.
Wonderful idea to honor someone so influential from Jen. That's nice. Thank you. But yeah, think of anyone. I just want to echo Chris's words. Think of anyone who you think is deserving of the award, and it's not about any prize or anything. It's just more awarding someone who's influential to their community, your community. Person that's been there for their community for however long time. There's not really a set time frame, obviously, but just think of people who really help their communities out in the whatever way you think is the best way, right? I think I mean, I know of a couple people here in town. I know a couple people actually in New Milford too. So I'll keep those secret as well. But I have a couple in mind as well. So, good thing you can nominate as many people.
I know, and that's the other thing. Good, thank you for bringing that up, Alex.
Yeah.
You can nominate as many people as you want. So just keep sending them on over. You can redo the form and all that stuff. So we will just ask you for a little explanation as to why they are deserving of this award, and then your personal contact information. We'll probably reach out to you to get some more information. We'll do a little detective work too. Maybe we'll have to hire a personal investigator or something. I don't know. Yeah, I'm really excited. I don't know about you, Alex, but I'm very excited.
I'm excited to have this first award, and I actually can't wait till September now to actually give the award out now. And I actually can't wait to read the nominations and see who everyone has picked.
Yeah, and
awesome.
I think I don't think things will be anywhere near normal by fall, unfortunately. No. So again, in the future, we'll probably do something for it. Who knows what shenanigans we'll get into this year to make something enjoyable. And the idea is that this person, then we interview them, and we get an additional interview on the archive, a conversation. Sorry, I fell back into old habits. And then we create this new collection of notable nutmeggers. So, so thank you all for being here to hear that, because yeah.
Should we let them know why it's called the Notable Nutmeggers?
Yeah,
what is a nutmegger?
Yeah,
what's a nutmegger?
Okay, pop quiz, everyone. I don't know what the delay is here. So, yeah, what's a nutmegger?
Does anyone know what a nutmegger is?
We'll just keep saying it until the chat catches up.
Anybody? Going once. Going twice. The chat's that delayed. Oh, no.
Yeah, there's a good delay there.
Awesome. I know. Do you want to spoil the beans? You can spoil the beans. Go ahead.
I mean, so Bill Devlin does. Yeah, so
there we go.
Yeah, and Rebecca Devine says a Connecticut resident. Yeah, that's exactly it. There are several theories as to why, but we won't dig into that too much. Maybe we'll have Bill on here again to dig into that with us.
That creative thing.
Yeah, Bill says.
Consumer fraud.
Oh man. Okay, that's fabulous. So,
wow.
That is. So we're not done yet. We actually we wanted to dive into something that's a little touchy, in the sense that we didn't want to group it together with this announcement, but we really wanted to get this out as soon as possible so folks had their chance to get those nominations out. So, something that Alex and I have talked a lot about, since I brought Alex on, I thought about it before that. I mean, obviously we're always thinking about how to get more conversations because, we're a community organization that builds community through casual conversation. But I think more than anything, one of the things that we want are conversations that represent our community as it really is. And I think more than anything, we get conversations from people. We generally don't get conversations from people who are underserved, people of color. And I think that's a real challenge in something like this. And so I think it's just something for us to grapple with. And I think, and I'll throw this out to the chat, like, I don't know, like how can we be better? Alex, I mean, what are...
Yeah, I mean, I was going to say, we discussed this in length. I mean, over the past couple of weeks, I'd say that, we've lacked the real diversity in conversations. And, between me and you, we've tried to come up with ways to, try and get other voices or other conversations. But it's proven to be, kind of at a stalemate, right? And even with the pandemic preservation that we're trying to do. So again, I mean, I want to implore chats to come in. If what can we do to, make this more of a robust conversation for everyone, but also a more diverse conversation for the Connecticut Crossroads to move forward and be better.
Yeah, I think those are all, yeah, exactly. Something that I was talking with someone who had some great ideas for the Crossroads Project, and they were talking about reaching out to folks who say are homeless during the pandemic and how it's affecting them. Because I was listening to, I think I heard on NPR some crazy statistic at the beginning of this whole thing, 1 in 3 people who are homeless, and that's such a hard word to define. But they were testing positive for COVID. I think the number is probably not correct, but it was some insane number. So I don't know, so that's a real part of our community, right? Just
Absolutely.
Sorry. Just people of color are a real part of our community, and yet I'm trying to think about, we have over 100 interviews in our catalog, most of which aren't cataloged, but I don't think we have a single person of color, and I just don't know. That's our shortcoming. That's our fault, right?
Oh, yeah, and I think it definitely falls on us, but it does. It falls on us. There's no but, actually. It falls on us, and we need to correct that, and we want to change that. And we'd love if anyone who would sit down with us for 10 minutes, 15, 20 minutes, half hour, an hour, during, now that we're socially isolating, we can do it via Zoom, Google Hangouts, even a phone call. That's fine. And when we can actually go back to sitting down one-on-one, if you know anyone, or if you have any ideas to make this, like I said, to bring more diversity into the Connecticut Crossroads Project, that's what we really, really want.
Yeah, I think more than just getting and I appreciate, as Bill actually just suggested someone that I've been trying to get for a while. No, it's fine.
I didn't see it, sorry.
No, but I think more than anything, it's sort of a systemic and strategy that, or cultural thing that we need to overcome. And I'm not quite sure how to approach it or how to go forward with it. But and Claudia just says Dorothea.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, Dorothea for sure. She's another I have to reach out to again and again. Hopefully, I can get in touch with her and get her on. But it's something we're coming to terms with. That we need to have this conversation, and as uncomfortable as it might be for us, we understand our shortcomings, and we're trying to be better, and we're trying to do what's right for the community, but ourselves as well. And I know for myself and Chris, I don't want to speak on your behalf, but what's going on in the country today, I find reprehensible. I know Chris does too, and we just want to again try and be better and do better any way we can, and we appreciate everyone's feedback. So please let us know.
I think this sort of comes from a place not just maybe Connecticut Crossroads oriented, but it's sort of a place of we're all hopefully trying to be better. We can go to a protest and hold a sign, but what does that mean? Let's see what's going on in the chat. Rebecca says, and this is a great idea, maybe start with history and try to find some local history that addresses minority issues. Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, that's probably, we need to, just off the topic, or not on topic, I guess, we need to sit down and have that, maybe start with local history and see where that pinpoints us to, me and you, sit down, and then maybe with Rebecca, if she's, knows other ways, we could sit down, with people who are audience members now, and sit down with them and chat and say, hey, how can we make this better and more fulfilling for everyone as a whole, right? Because this is a community-based project, and community means everyone. It's not, it's not just one person or two. It's the whole community. It's everyone.
Yeah,
We need to be more inclusive.
Yeah, and like from the beginning, not even necessarily thinking about specific groups or whatever, but I'd always tried to like nudge. This is sort of adjacent to what we're talking about, but nudge like quote unquote real history out of folks. Like maybe stuff that's not so goodness and granola, maybe stuff that's unpleasant. People want to talk about the good stuff, and I get that, but we want to, we are a community building project. We're a community history project, but we're still at our heart a history project, and like, I think we want to have something that reflects reality in the end, because all this is great, and we're learning to understand each other, and like through casual conversation, and we're talking to each other, and we're having conversations. But in the end, I want this to help people in the future too, because to give perspective. And we're not giving good perspective if we're not being real.
And that, I think that's again where we can start evolving and changing, and I think for the better, obviously. And again, to Rebecca's point, which I love, is start with the history, try to find some local history. But even she just chatted again. I just saw it now, so apologies. Maybe it was up there for a while. But starting to talk openly about minority concerns, you invite more people into the conversation who may not be comfortable otherwise, and I think there's extreme value to that, and I think that's what we need to start doing as well. And I appreciate that comment, and that's what we need to start doing.
Yeah, and I think something that like I realized actually this weekend was that. So we're like I just keep saying this. We're an organization that is based on conversation, right? We have a lot of conversations. This is what we do.
Yeah.
I really struggled to talk about this, and to Rebecca's point about just starting the conversation is half the battle. I'm sorry, I paraphrased you, Rebecca. I think that's accurate, because it's incredibly uncomfortable, and recognizing your own shortfallings is hard, and it's easy to hide behind a cape of saying, oh, I know my heart, I know how I feel, and that's enough. But it's not enough, and I think that's probably that's my biggest takeaway right now is, I don't believe in Facebook activism. I think it's nonsense, but there is something to be said for creating a resounding voice. I don't know, Alex.
Yeah,
thoughts?
Yeah, I think you're completely right. I think we can continue the conversation and expand upon it for sure. And I keep going back to, I think we thought we were doing the right thing by having a community building project and doing kind of a community service by having these conversations to hold in perpetuity, so generations to come can listen to these to see what the community was. But it's all white people talking about the community, where we had no diversity before this, right? And I think that does a disservice to this project, but it does a disservice to what we're trying to achieve, which is expanding the conversation on community and what it means to be a community. We're only getting half of the conversation. We're not getting the full conversation. And I know I'm going to, and I know Chris is too. I don't want to speak on your behalf, but I'm going to strive to find more conversations with, people of color, minority people, and people who are minorities, and talk to them, have those conversations, and also see how their view of the community is. Are they the same? Are they different? How are they different? Why are they different? And have those uncomfortable conversations, because I want to learn more, and I want to learn what we can do better as our small knit community here, but also in the grander scale of what can we do better in this country? What can we do better in the world? How can we create a better life for all humanity. That's really what it comes down to.
Yeah, and I think, and this is not selfish at all, so I hope it doesn't come off this way. But also, I mean, if you guys have memories in the same format of the pandemic sort of thing, if you have memories about what's going on right now that you want to share, maybe you went to a protest or something, please, please, please feel free to share those. Side note, sort of what we're talking about adjacent.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, Alex, I think this is good. I mean, it's a good place to start, and we're not going to fix the part of the Crossroads Project that's broken tonight, but
no, but it's a good starting point, and it's a good conversation to have. And we wanted to have this conversation, and because we wanted to get your thoughts, and again, through all the chats, we can see, the mistakes we've made, and kind of how to fix them, and kind of make it just a better actual whole community, as opposed to just a microcosm of a community.
Right.
And I take this to heart, and I really want to make this better for everyone, not just a few.
Right. Yeah, I think this has been less of a thing for you, Alex, because you are such a courageous person.
Thank you.
For me, I really, it wasn't out of fear, but I don't know, like there's always that fear of offending people, and then it gets to the point where you're like, why someone who thinks that way, I don't need that. So, I don't know what else to say, and I feel like maybe this is a good place to just stop and think about how we're doing things, and hope that people reach out to us and help us. And I also, let's see what's in the chat, because maybe there's a good place to.
My chat is currently stuck on Bill Devlin's last chat, so I don't know if you have. I don't know why mine's stuck. Sorry, I have the Bill Devlin's the heart on the instrumental and getting heart buses to come. I don't see anything after that.
So I don't know if Bill's still in the chat, but a couple of comments to Bill and Rebecca, actually. Bill, yes, I would love to have Fran Smith on. I've tried to pin her down several times, and that woman she is so active. It's crazy. She's awesome. And Rebecca, I just, absolutely, that whole idea of amplifying a voice, and it shouldn't take courage to be honest. And then Melanie says, thank you both for having this conversation. Well, thank you, Melanie, for all you do, and thank you for listening to it.
And I'll just say, I think this is a conversation we need to have, and I'm glad we're doing it now. And I think, again, it's an important conversation, and we should keep it going. It's a conversation that's going to last until laws are changed, until the problems of racism are changed in this country. And it's been a perpetuating cycle for 400 years, and it hasn't gotten better. We can claim and sit here and say, oh, it's fine. It's not. It's been getting worse and worse, and it's coming to the tipping point now. And I want to see real change happen, and hopefully through our Connecticut Crossroads Project, we can make some sort of change, however small it may be, or hopefully a big change, to help voice everyone's concerns on this topic that we have to have and continually have to have. I hope we don't have to have it anymore. I hope 2020 will be the end of racism in this country, in the world.
So I think we're going to wrap up. It's a little early. We usually aim for like 45 minutes, but you know what? I think it's Alex and I need to think about what we're doing. And I think I really sincerely hope that you all reach out to us and tell us how we can be better in any way, because we're always accepting of feedback.
Absolutely. Yeah. Please email both of us. We're willing to chat anytime. I know Chris checks his Crossroads email religiously. I check mine mostly every day, if not every other day. So if you do email me, I will return it within 24 hours for sure. I try to make that my goal within 24 hours. So please do email us your concerns, your questions, anything that, even ideas. Again, I will say it again. I know I sound probably like a broken record, but any way that we can change to make this community project better for the whole community.
Yeah. So I'm gonna switch scenes, and Alex. This is just a reminder. Please, 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 if you like what you saw tonight, like and subscribe to YouTube. It helps us in a number of ways. Most of all, it lets us know that you think we're great. So also, please like us on Facebook, share our posts. The best way to support the Crossroads Project is to participate, though. So, keep on sending in those conversations and keep supporting us, because you know what, you guys rock. You guys are awesome. So,
you're the reason we do this.
Yeah.
So
and I hope you all have a great night. You stay healthy and safe. And
wait,
I think, what?
Do you have any recommendation?
Oh, recommendations. We forgot recommendations. So tonight, my recommendation is the Colin McEnroe Show, specifically a show on lexicography that happened. It was either today or yesterday. I know the days are so blended together. How about you, Alex?
I just actually watched the movie last night. It's called Just Mercy. It's about a lawyer. He heads to Alabama to defend the wrongly condemned who are on death row. It's a really moving movie. It's I could tell you I got choked up at a couple times. So you'll be sad, and you will see how bad our justice system is. But it's a movie I think that's worth watching, and you should definitely sit down and watch it. I believe it was on Amazon, maybe Netflix. But it was a really good movie.
Okay, folks. Thank you all for coming tonight, and you be well. Bye-bye.
Thank you.